Hello, I am going to be playing Pokemon Go. I figured since I've been traveling so much for my day job, I might as well, cash in on that sweet, sweet free travel and get some Pokemon Go videos out. So here I am creating an account. We'll go ahead and get it set up and we'll get loaded up into the app for the first time, grant access to the camera, and go ahead and get referral code for a friend typed in, accept all terms of service, obviously with reading them, and here we go. So, thank you for the introduction, Professor Willow. Kind of am already familiar with you, as I'm sure people will end up figuring out based on my throwing style. But I'm going to go ahead and just get this character all set up, switch over the eyes to something like green, and just so we're not entirely default, and go ahead and get it set. So I'm actually not really sure what starter I'm going to pick, so I'm going to go ahead and probably just spin this around and then choose whichever one I land on. Looks closest was Bulbasaur, but I'm a little curious. You see those three pop straight back in. Are they getting regenerated, or was that the same Pokemon just in a different spot on the map? For different trainers, the CP value can be different, but the IVs are generally going to be the exact same. So, but they're always in the exact same spot on the map. So I'm curious now if that was regenerating each of those starters every single time. I wonder if they can even be shiny. I actually haven't even looked that up. Just kind of talking out loud here while getting things all set up, but I went ahead and chose Squirtle. Go ahead and enable Adventure Sync. There will be a couple of weird cuts here and there. Just wanted to speed it up, didn't want to waste anyone's time with any type of animations or anything they've really seen before. So we'll go ahead and get catching. So first one is going to be Solrock. Nice amount of XP right off the bat, 2670. Get it registered to the Pokedex, skip over the camera stuff because I'm not really going to be doing AR stuff. I'm not Fleece King with the whole fast catch, but maybe someday. Definitely not today. And just kind of clicking through a bunch of Professor Rulo's stuff. He introduced a ton of different researches. So there's the Shaman one. Actually, before we even get to the research, I just want to download some assets in real time, just kind of do a little nice little, hey, look at my internet speed here. Because, I'm going to be traveling on some limited Wi-Fi or using hotspot for a lot, so I just want to make sure everything is successfully downloaded. I have heard weird things about like Ponyta's flames looking a little different for the downloaded assets, that they're just a little bit lower resolution. I don't know if that's really true, but some of the people that I've been talking to had said that that's something in particular that they noticed. So if we end up finding a Ponyta, we can do some testing on that later. But we'll go ahead, spin Pokestop, and level up, and take a little peek at this Baneri. And right now I'm doing what I call a shiny check. That's where I just tap on every single Pokemon around. I know Petlil can't be shiny, so since the other two were not, I just went ahead and started catching anyway. I'm actually going to crack open a cold one. I thought about doing like a craft computing style where I show off what I'm drinking while talking or recording, but this time no other video other than gameplay. But currently I am drinking Foster's Premium. Yes, I'm aware it is $3 for, what is this, 2 pints, 32 ounces. But hey, I'm in a hotel. It's cheap. Gonna have a good time. Alright, so we should be cleared out now. Nope, never mind, a Drifloon spawned, so we'll go ahead and catch that. But the rest of the spawns around here should be pretty fairly cleaned out. So we'll have to start taking a look at some research tasks, or maybe drop an incense down, just to see what else we can catch for right now. I forgot to mention that I dropped a lucky egg and a star piece. I figured, I'm here. I'm going to be catching for a bit. Might as well keep going. So I dropped that incense, got another Drifloon spawn, not shiny. Oh well. Go ahead and get a nice, great curveball on that. And I caught it. So since we are still level 5 only, I actually can't appraise anything, but we'll get to that here in a second. I forgot that I couldn't appraise anything. I'll accidentally leak my friend code right there if you wanted to add me as well. Got to get on that XP grind. I did go ahead and seed this with some Pokecoins, so got a bunch of lucky egg star pieces that I've already used, a couple of incenses, and definitely some egg incubators. Skipping up a little bit, just opened a gift from a friend, which ended up triggering the level up as well as the pavilion stuff. Go ahead and spin the next Pokestop, drop a lure, go ahead and start catching that Purloin. Sadly not shiny. Oh well, we'll get there eventually. If I remember correctly, odds are 1 in 500 base, so not during any of the community day events or from raids or anything like that, so I don't actually expect to see any shinies. I just feel like lately I've heard of a lot of people finding a lot of shinies lately, so I just was hoping that we could get something recorded, but sadly not this time. I forgot about this intriguing incense. That was last year during the summer when it came out. So I have long completed this research another time, but excited to get back on that train of dropping a daily incense, and I think it's 100 Pokemon that we have to catch off of the daily incense, so should be a fun time. After catching that Lotad, we hit the level up screen, and I didn't realize you get 150 Pokecoins for level progression. That's definitely news to me. I really don't remember if back in 2016 if we got Pokecoins for leveling up or not. I'll have to look that up and double check. But I figured storyline progression wants me to add the Squirtle as my buddy, so I figured let's go ahead and get some 3 hearts. So I did. Nice little play, take a screenshot, and get some berries in there. And luckily, by now, another Pokemon has spawned, which is Starly. Not shiny. Oh well. Eventually, I'll stop mentioning that it's not shiny, but for now, I'll keep talking about it. Caught the Starly, get some 300 Stardust out of it, and went ahead and claimed some extra XP from the research. And I'm looking through to see if there's anything really easy to do. Since I have that normal incense down, I can't put the daily incense down, and I don't think I'm going to be playing that much tonight. I just really wanted to get the account set up, get through a couple of levels so I can do some raids at the airport if it comes up, or at the hotel, and just start taking a look through the Pokemon, looking to see who is going to be the cheapest to power up, just so we can get that field or the special research done. And since we have to power up 5 times, I only had enough candy to do my Squirtle 3 times, and I went ahead and did the Lotad for the other 2 since it was also really cheap. Got an encounter of Sableye, and it has question mark CPs, which means it's above what our current trainer level should have access to. Works for me. We get a super strong Pokemon. And I didn't catch it the first time. I'm really trying hard to get that excellent. See if we can get some extra XP since we have the lucky egg down, but unfortunately we don't. And I catch it. It's fine. There's plenty of opportunity for XP later. I was just trying to go as fast as possible. Try to hit level 20, I think was my goal, within the next couple of days. For this particular night, level 10 was the goal, and I believe we ended up achieving that later, because right now we are only at level 8. A Ladybug spawned in, as well as a hot air balloon for Team Rocket. So I'm now debating if we'll be strong enough in order to actually take it down. I am not entirely sure if we will be able to or not, but I am thinking we should go ahead and just give it a go anyway. But first, let's take a look at the Solrock. Sadly, not shiny. Sadly, didn't get that excellent throw either, and missed it twice. I need to work on my throwing skills. I'm pretty bad, but it gets the job done most of the time, so I don't stress over it too much. There's also a collection challenge going on in the Starry Skies research, so taking a look at my progress on those, noting that there are 3 left for the daytime spawns for the collection challenge, and we had an encounter with Abra from Starry Skies, and luckily we got a crit capture on it first ball, which is awesome. So we get that extra XP for first adding to the Pokedex, and now that we have a Sableye and an Abra, I'm thinking that we probably can do the Team Rocket, and thankfully we leveled up. We're getting really close to the goal for the night of level 10. So let's go ahead and battle. And the auto-selected team already had the Sableye and the Abra, so let's just go for it. Lead off with a Skorupi. We should be able to take that down pretty quickly, especially because it's only a 241 CP Skorupi. I am so used to Shadow Pokemon being significantly higher, so this honestly was a cakewalk. I was not expecting this. So I'm happy to breeze through that, and now we should get an encounter with one of those 3. I'm assuming it's going to be the Skorupi, but it could be something else. Just clicking through some of the mysterious components. And we got a Weedle. Oh well. Shadow Beedrill isn't terrible for bugs. Do we get it first ball? Got it first ball. Nice. And at least it's a new Pokemon overall, so we get that 2000. Cool. And there's a Swaddle spawned in, so let's go ahead and catch that. First ball again. Heck yeah. I forgot I can't appraise still. But you know what? Let's go ahead and start searching, and sure enough, the 3-star works. Did we catch any 4 stars? No. Oh well. I'm sure we'll get there in time. Oh, and a Charmander. Nice. Got that excellent. And it didn't stay in. Okay, let's see. Got the excellent again. Nice. Cool. So we actually now have 2 of the 3 Kanto starters. We have our buddy Squirtle, and we got Charmander just now, and I am happy. I have seen a bunch of Bulbasaurs around town, so I'm sure we'll end up getting one here soon, if not while I'm traveling. There's a Cotton Tea, and we got interrupted with lure modules, just talking about how they're a thing, but we already have a friend dropping a lure on this particular Pokestop, so we get all of the benefits without having to use a lure ourselves. Caught the Cottony and get it registered to the Pokedex. And a Sunkern has already spawned in, so we'll go ahead and catch Sunkern. Nice, first ball. How are we doing? All right, we only have a Murkrow left. And after catching that Swaddle and the Sunkern, we got enough XP to trigger level 10, and trading has been unlocked. But I noticed we are actually closer to level 11 than I thought we would be, so maybe stretch goal level 11. See if we can get up there as well. Maybe even level 12. We'll see. We've got some time left in the day. Catch a little pup, or a little pup. I never actually know how to say that. And that took us over to level 11. Sweet. Looks like we've got about 12 minutes left of our double XP. Got our first medal, and our buddy has found some gifts. So we'll go ahead and pop those bubbles and wait around to see if anything else is going to spawn. I forgot that we had another encounter hidden in our research, so went ahead and started to catch that Gothita, since nothing had really spawned in for a second, and we got to keep things entertaining. Curveball, great. I think it's going to be enough. It was enough. Cool. And a Petlil has spawned in after just a little bit. Sorry about that random weird cut. I just didn't want to waste your time with you just sitting around waiting for a Pokemon to spawn like me. So I just went ahead and cut that out, and we'll go ahead and get that caught as well. Was that first ball? Spin that Pokestop. Throw in another egg into the incubator and go for another Cottony. I notice most of the Pokemon will wait, I think it's like just over a second for them to do their first action. So I always try to rush it really quickly, try to get a ball in before that first action, so you don't always have to wait for that first action. And then this time I was just a little bit slow. So Cottony did his little spin and bumped the ball away, but that's all right. Still got it anyway in the end. 21 out of 50 for one of the random research tasks. And I forgot that we couldn't appraise again, but since we're still just kind of waiting for some Pokemon to spawn, figure might as well earn some more hearts, battle one of the team leaders. So we'll throw our buddy on our team. I don't expect to win, but we're just really going for the hearts anyway. These don't really matter, so I'm completely fine if we end up losing. Especially because, yeah, look at how fast our buddy went down. See if Sableye can come in and clean up, and absolutely not. So we'll switch on over to Abra, force that cooldown period, and use some super effective moves. But unfortunately, we just can't get our Psyshock out in time, and we're definitely going down. But might as well get our charged up attack out. Just kidding. The team leader gets their attack out first. I was debating if I was going to try to double up the attacks first, see if we can do a quick spam. And quick spam ends up working out. So we have two charged Shadow Sneaks. We'll go ahead and use that on the Slugma right away. Since I don't think we can take that much more damage, we're only CP 600, and that did absolutely nothing. So we'll go ahead and use the other, but I'm expecting this to be over here pretty quickly. So it's fine. At least we're going to get a heart for our buddy. Oh, actually, we can get in a third attack right before Slugma attacks us. If you aren't aware, with the trainer cooldowns, so this also applies to Team Rocket and especially Giovanni, if you end up getting your attack in before the damage period occurs, you will actually not take any damage. So you can get... It depends on the opposing Pokemon's attack and the time it takes to actually do that attack. So if there's a mismatch between your attack time and the opponent's attack time, if your attack is shorter and you can get more attacks in then you will not take damage from your opponent, and you can still use your charged attack. I've noticed I'm in my head I'm calling them ticks. So I actually don't know the real science or anything behind this. This is just based on my observations. But if you try and get your attacks to be as fast as possible so you're outputting the most amount of damage per second, it's also going to help you for trainers because you can kind of cause that mismatch a little easier if your attacks are faster. So based on however many numbered ticks or quarters of a second or whatever it ends up actually being, if you can get your attack out and you can tap on your charged attack before the opponent will even get their first standard attack out, then that's when you enter that invulnerable state where you won't actually take damage. So that's what I was able to actually just do with the team leader. But we've already gone way past that to the point where we caught a couple more, and I figured, there really isn't a lot of Pokemon around here. Let's go ahead and force close the app and open it up. But one thing I didn't really notice until a little bit later is after I force closed the app, our trainer changed. We have completely different hairstyle. We're actually the other gender now. So we started as female and now we're male. Also, where's the non-binary choices? Come on, Pokemon. I know it's kind of canon that way back in 1996 it was only boy or girl, but there's more choices out there now. Where's the third option? We did hit that level 12. This is about the point that I start noticing that our trainers completely changed. I did want to do all one take for that force close and reopen just to show you that I didn't go in and change the appearance. But I unfortunately had some personal information in one of the apps that was previously open, and that showed up in the app force close screen. So I couldn't leave that in, unfortunately. I can probably, if there's really truly a request for it, I can go ahead and do some blurring on that just to show that the bug occurred where we completely changed appearance. But for now, we'll just go ahead and leave it as is. I'm really hoping to catch a shiny Fomantis since they are now in the game as of a couple days ago, or at least today, or a couple. I don't remember. Very recently, within the last 48 hours, these can now be shiny, and I've seen quite a few around based off of incense and daily incense and whatnot. So I'm hoping to get the shiny, but we shall see. Skipping forward a couple of minutes, there was nothing really spawning. Didn't really want to just show me spinning around in a circle, just having some fun while killing time, waiting for something else to spawn. But luckily there's this Cottony, and we can try to catch it and get it on the second ball. So far we've caught 29 Pokemon. Get a badge for catching 10 grass types and total of 30 Pokemon because it's counting my buddy, I guess. Whereas the special research did not count my buddy. I figured, it worked out last time to force close for something else to spawn. Might as well try it again, and sure enough, it did. I'm sure it's just the amount of time it takes to close and reopen the app. It's not really forcing anything to spawn, I'm sure. But if it feels like it works and it generates results, it might as well. And I just noticed that our lucky egg has run out. So go ahead and call it here. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.